Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. Bachelor in Paradise fans had questions, comments, and concerns about Zoe McGrady's territorial actions during the latest episode. The 10th season of the beloved dating show has just begun, and many are already captivated by the 28-year-old's connection with Brian Otts. Otts previously starred on season 21 of The Bachelorette, which was led by Jen Tran. During the premiere, Zoe gave her first rose to Brian, planning to explore a deeper connection with him later on. However, it seems that the 34-year-old had alternative ideas about who he could spend his time in Costa Rica with. During the July 14 episode, Brian had started to show interest in Parisa Shifta. He wasted no time getting to know the exciting woman and had even made a move on her within the 3-hour segment. His wavering actions didn't sit quite well with Zoe, causing her to crash out in real time, according to a viewer on X. While the majority had been on her side at the start, her perceived jealous movements eventually got old to fans. Did Zoe not watch any previous seasons of BIP, or one questioned? Another asked, has Zoe never watched this show? Everyone who enters the beach gets a date card, eh? Claim your territory? Zoe girl, it's been 3 days, a third pointed out. Me trying to give Zoe another shot and convince myself that she just got a bad edit on Grant's season, but this is literally her vibe/face 24/7, a fourth wrote, adding a photo of her looking smug as she gave side-eye to someone out of camera view. Regardless of fans' reactions, Zoe went on a rampage against Brian by the end of the episode, winning back a few followers, with one saying, "At least Zoe is going out like a G and standing up for herself, and the producers are actually on her side with the edits." The season started off on Monday, July 7, with 16 contestants. Season 10 features familiar faces across the Bachelor franchise, including a few from the newest shows, The Golden Bachelor and The Golden Bachelorette, like April Kirkwood, Kathy Swartz, Keith Gordon, and Gary Livingston. The franchise's newest members, Zoe, Alexei Godin, and Bailey Brown, hail from Grant Ellis's recent season of The Bachelor. During the premiere, Hakeem Moulton, Kyle Howard, Ricky Marinas, and Sam McKinney's quest for love was cut short as they were eliminated
Welcome
during
to
the rose
paradise.
ceremony.
The ocean sparkled like liquid diamonds under the blazing sun as the first wave of contestants arrived on the beaches of Bachelor in Paradise. The air buzzed with anticipation, camera crews swarming like bees around honey-dripping drama. From fan-favorite exes to surprise bombshells, this season promised love, chaos, and betrayal under palm trees. And then came Zoe Whittaker. With her chestnut curls bouncing in the breeze and a confident stride that screamed main character, Zoe descended the iconic steps in a sunshine yellow bikini and heels that defied physics. It wasn't just her looks that captured attention. It was the way she walked like she already owned the place. Fan accounts had been buzzing since the lineup was revealed. Zoe, the fierce and polarizing semi-finalist from the Bachelor Dallas edition, had been dubbed a fire starter by blogs and meme pages alike. Some admired her for never holding back. Others, not so much. But no one expected what she'd do within her first 12 hours on the beach. The arrival of trouble. Zoe didn't waste time. Within an hour, she had a spicy mango cocktail in one hand and her other hand wrapped around Jonathan Mendez's tanned bicep. Jonathan, the broody fitness model from Bachelorette Savannah season, was easily one of the most sought-after men of the season. "You're mine," Zoe whispered to him, playfully tapping his chest. It was flirtation, obviously, but fans watching the scene unfold during the premiere episode's livestream didn't take it lightly. By nightfall, Zoe had managed to spark the first major social media war of the season. #marked. It began with a single moment, Zoe planting a kiss on Jonathan's cheek just as Elena Park, the sweet-natured preschool teacher from the previous season, walked toward them, cocktail in hand. Elena froze mid-step. The look on her face said everything. Zoe turned, smiled sweetly, and said, "Oh, were you looking for him? He's a little busy right now." The fans lost it. She did not. Dud. #Bachelor in Paradise. Zoe marking her territory like it's episode 10? It's day 1, girl. #too much too soon. Elena deserves better than being humiliated by this queen bee nonsense. Hashtag Elena deserved more. Zoe putting her scent all over Jonathan already? Who raised her? A pack of wolves? Zoe had officially been accused of marking her territory, and the phrase caught fire online. Within 24 hours, hashtag Zoe the Territory Queen was trending on X, formerly Twitter. Confessions and confusion. "I'm not possessive," Zoe said the next morning in her confessional. "I'm just confident in what I want. Jonathan and I vibe. That's it. Sorry if that makes people uncomfortable." But the cameras didn't lie. She had already hung her sarong over Jonathan's bed, told multiple girls she was pursuing him, and even dropped the line, "If anyone touches Jonathan, they better be ready to swim home." Meanwhile, Jonathan seemed unsure. "Zoe's intense," he admitted, sipping his protein shake. "Beautiful, yeah, and fun, but intense." When producers asked if he was feeling pressure, he chuckled nervously. "A little. I mean, it's only been one day." And yet, Zoe's grip tightened. The Elena effect. Elena, ever the peacemaker, tried to stay out of the brewing tension. But Zoe's not-so-subtle territorial behavior didn't escape her notice. "I didn't come here to fight over a guy," Elena said quietly, "but I also didn't come here to be steamrolled." After her failed first attempt to talk to Jonathan, Elena regrouped with her friend Lacey by the bonfire. "She put her bikini top on his nightstand like a trophy," Lacey said, appalled. "That's some alpha lioness behavior. It's weird." Elena bit her lip. "I might try to talk to him again tomorrow, if Zoe lets him out of her sight long enough." Fan fury. The fans, meanwhile, were sharpening their pitchforks. Social media exploded with hot takes, memes, and video edits calling out Zoe's possessiveness. Influencers began discussing her behavior on recap podcasts and YouTube breakdowns. Even Bachelor Nation alums chimed in. "Zoe needs to take several seats. This is paradise, not the Hunger Games." Reminds me of that girl from my season who staked her claim in hour 2. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well for her. Still, some came to Zoe's defense. "Y'all wouldn't be dragging a guy for doing this. Let Zoe play the game." "Why do confident women always get called territorial? Let her live." The fandom was divided, but the narrative had stuck. Zoe wasn't just pursuing Jonathan. She was claiming him. The Rose Night Bombshell. When the first rose ceremony approached, tensions were high. The women held the roses this week, which only intensified Zoe's control over Jonathan. She pulled him aside and whispered, "We're good, right? You and me?" She trailed her fingers along his jaw. Jonathan hesitated. "I just want to make sure I'm exploring my options," he said carefully. Zoe's face froze for half a second, just long enough for the cameras to catch it, then smiled tightly. "Of course, but, don't do anything crazy." Later that night, Jonathan had a long, giggly conversation with Elena by the waves. Zoe stood in the shadows, watching. By morning, the internet was roasting her again. "Zoe lurking in the background like a Bond villain. Girl needs to chill." She acting like she's gonna propose to Jonathan herself. It's giving single white female, sorry not sorry. But the kicker? Elena got the first kiss. Paradise meltdown. The next day, Zoe confronted Jonathan, and the beach exploded. "So you're just going to kiss other girls now?" she snapped. "I said I was exploring." "And I said I wasn't here to be played with," she interrupted. Their voices rose. Everyone pretended not to listen, but leaned just close enough to hear every word. When Jonathan asked her to back off, Zoe burst into tears and stormed off toward the palapa. The producers followed. So did every eyeball on the beach. "I'm not crazy," Zoe sobbed into her mic. I get passionate, and people love to make me the villain for that." Her mascara was smudged, her confidence cracked, and for the first time, fans were divided. Redemption or rejection. The next episode opened with a surprise twist. A new arrival, Luca, a late-in-the-game wildcard from the Bachelorette Canada. Tall, suave, and emotionally intelligent, Luca was the exact opposite of Jonathan, and he had eyes only for Zoe. "You have fire," he told her over drinks, "but I don't think that's a bad thing." Zoe melted. For the first time, someone didn't see her intensity as threatening. And just like that, the narrative began to shift. Who's really playing the game? As Jonathan and Elena began to deepen their connection, Zoe flourished under Luca's attention. Her energy lightened, her territorial instincts cooled. And suddenly, fans started changing their tune. Maybe Zoe just needed someone who matched her vibe. She's actually really fun when she's not being threatened. Okay, I might have judged her too soon. Meanwhile, Jonathan confessed he had been overwhelmed by Zoe because she saw what she wanted and didn't pretend otherwise. "She just scared me a little," he laughed. But viewers were now asking, why did that scare him? The final rose. As Paradise continued, Zoe and Luca blossomed into one of the season's strongest couples. Elena and Jonathan? Not so much. Cracks formed, communication broke down. In a shocking twist, Jonathan was sent home after a rose swap mix-up on week 4. And Elena? She didn't cry. She walked Zoe to the bar, clinked her glass, and said, "Turns out you were right to mark your territory." Zoe smirked. "I wasn't marking it. I was warning everyone how hot it was." Reunion clapbacks. At the Bachelor in Paradise reunion special, the topic of Zoe's territorial behavior was front and center. She wore a fire-red dress and met the criticism head-on. "I wasn't trying to own anyone," she said. "I just didn't come to Paradise to play coy. That's not me." Elena backed her up. So did Luca. "You were assertive, not territorial," he said. "Big difference." Fans cheered. Some still rolled their eyes, but the narrative had shifted once again. Zoe wasn't a villain. She was just Zoe. A fan favorite, after all. Months after filming, Zoe and Luca posted their first official couple selfie. Caption? "I'm nobody's territory. We just choose each other. Every day." Bachelor Nation was stunned. Zoe had gone from public enemy #1 to a possible Paradise success story. And as for the fans who once slammed her, they're now waiting for her to be cast as the next Bachelorette.